Gloria and Jerry, turn out the lights. The party's over. Crews taking down the stage. Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz making the York Expo his first rally stop following his debate last night with Republican nominee J.D. Vance, a debate where Walz earned mixed reviews. He spoke here on stage around 4 o'clock talking about the economy, saying a Harris-Walz ticket would be better for middle-class Americans and reproductive freedoms. Now, Democrats are looking to cut into margins in a county Donald Trump won by about 25 points in 2020. Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz rolled into the York Expo on a bus with the slogan, "A New Way Forward." Senator John Fetterman, a York native, took the stage earlier talking about the importance of Pennsylvania in this razor-close election.
Pennsylvania picks the president.
Walz is looking to make gains in this Republican stronghold. He addressed the debate when he asked J.D. Vance, the Republican vice presidential nominee, if former President Trump did indeed lose the 2020 election.
Senator Vance made it clear he will always make a different choice than Mike Pence made. And as I said then, and I will say now, that should be absolutely disqualifying if you're asking to be the vice president of the United States.
Walz also asked Republicans in the crowd to vote for the Democratic ticket. He and Vice President Kamala Harris have done few interviews. He did take a couple of questions at Harrisburg International Airport, addressing his own debate stumbles, including when asked why he said he was in Tiananmen Square for the protest when he wasn't.
Look, I have my dates wrong. I was in Hong Kong and China in 1989. That move from Hong Kong into China, it was profound for me.
Supporters of former President Trump gathered outside the expo, and Representative Mike Waltz of Florida reacted to the Democratic visit to York County.
And what I thought the debate showed was that, vibes, although they may feel good, they don't pay the bills. Vibes don't deter our enemies, like Iran, like Russia, like China. Vibes don't secure the border. So I think that shine is wearing off.
Vice President Kamala Harris was originally scheduled to be with Walz here in York County, but she decided last minute to go down south to visit with victims of the hurricane down there. Now, Walz went from here, headed to Reading to court Latino voters, another key constituency in this razor-close election, whereas Senator Fetterman said Pennsylvania could indeed pick the president. Live at the York Expo Center, I'm Barbara Barr for News 8.